And welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Championship on the Line podcast, MMA episode number 11. Yes, we are back in action after a long, almost about a month's hiatus, I believe so. Because obviously the director, who's the main host on here, is on tour right now, and he can't be doing this. And then Coach Rage is getting his students ready as well for a lot of upcoming fights. And also other coach, but shout out to him. He's also getting situated since transitioning, moving from California to Texas. So, we're trying, our schedule has been all messed up. But we're back in action, ladies and gentlemen. The host of DB's One Ivan C here alongside with my brothers from another mothers, because they're the mothers of pain. They bring the pain to you, ladies and gentlemen, because they're back in action. And that is Rich and Alex from Modest Championship on the Line podcast. Gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a long time, right?
It feels like years, yeah. But we're glad to be back. That's how I feel. I don't know if Alex agrees with me. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, man. The three-man band is back, baby.
That's right. You're back, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Great. So, I'm supposed to be Heath? Fine, I'll be Heath. I don't mind being gender either, because I'm darker than you guys. I don't mind that either. But yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here this evening to go ahead and discuss for the upcoming event coming this Saturday, and that is UFC 267. As you can see right behind me right here, these two gentlemen will be fighting John Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira for the light heavyweight championship belt. This card is stacked for this upcoming weekend's UFC 267. I cannot wait. Even the preliminary cards is not bad either. It has some intriguing fights as well. So, but mainly it's the main card. Originally it was supposed to be Sterling versus Peter Yan 2, but since Sterling unfortunately had a neck injury, for the previous fight he had to pull out of the card, and they replaced him with the number 3 rank, that is Corey Sandhagen. So now they'll be fighting for the interim bantamweight championship belt. So I'm looking forward for that. It's amazing. This card is super stacked, man. Are you guys excited? Are you excited, man?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Oh,
I was close right now. It's a good card. I didn't want to say anything. I was close to making a joke about Sterling. I didn't want to say anything, but he's a good fighter. The only thing is I wish, people don't give him so much crap. I know he's playing, but he's playing it. Like, if I was him, yeah, bring it on. You guys want to talk about this trash? I'm the champion. No matter how you want it, he's a champ, and he's doing well, even if he's being a heel for a second. Because now you want to watch him, even if you want him to lose or you want him to win. He's gaining it. He's getting money. Money is in his pocket. So absolutely. I applaud that. The only thing that Alex and I kind of caught was like the big sponsor. I think is the protein, the P3 for like a snack. That's like a big sponsor protein for the UFC. Yeah, and Alex and I, they show his commercial. Usually they show him working out or something, but they just show like him putting the belt and like, be like our champion, like Sterling, and you see him kind of like little dazed. I'm like, why did they do him dirty like that? Showing him getting the belt, because the controversy of it, and like making him like a champion, even though people don't think he's a real champion, but he is a champ. That was just off topic, but yeah, I mean, I hope he comes back. Even if whoever he fights the winner versus Jan, it's going to be a great fight.
Man,
I can't wait. I hope that really comes sooner than later.
I'm with you 200%. Well, let's get to it, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and actually, before we actually do, let's look at the preliminary cards for 1 minute. Let's look at that for a brief moment, and just looking at it, we have how many fights? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 preliminary fights. That's a lot, man. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fights. But if we look at them all overall, which one catches your eye that could steal the preliminary show? So I'll go with you, Mr. You're not the champ. No, you're not.
Chris is the interim champion.
No.
Okay. I have to pull out.
No.
Okay.
Okay. No, champ. You're a former champ.
Hey, I pulled out, man. I pulled out days before.
You lost the belt. You lost the belt.
I pulled out.
And
Chris is the interim champion.
Well, when Chris gets back, it'll be you versus him, and Rich, and we'll figure that one out. But you know what? Richard will take that away from you. It's going to happen with this card.
Anything, okay?
Well, he's going to win today. He's going to win this one. If I don't, he will win it.
Yeah,
he will win it. One of us, even though there's only 3 of us, but one of us will take away from you.
Yeah.
So I'll go with you, Alex. Let's look at the prelims. Which fight are you intrigued that could steal the show for the preliminary fights?
I'm going to go Ribas. I think that's going to be a really good fight, Mander Ribas versus Verna. I think right now with Ribas, it's going to be interesting to see how she performs. I mean, she's coming off a loss, so we're going to see how well prepared she is in this fight, but also where her mind is at. I mean, there's fighters that suffered a loss and they're never the same. Yeah. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how she does, and it's going to be interesting. It could be a performance where now she's back. Now she's ready to climb to the top, or maybe she just falls down. So it's going to be very interesting, and I'm excited for that one.
Interesting. And that was because that was her first fight coming back as a strawweight, right? When she lost the last one. Oh, okay, yeah. That was wow. She hasn't fought since January, right? Jesus.
Yeah.
That's against Marina. Yeah, Marina. Yeah, she got. Yeah. Oh my God. Richard, talk to me, baby. Which one are you looking forward to?
I wasn't agree with that. That was the fight because I've been a Ribas fan for a while. Like Alex said, she's coming off a loss, but she can't overlook Vima. Vima out of 17 of her wins, I think 13 are by submission, which is crazy. And you never know, she might get caught by submission. Hasn't lost by submission. She has 2 losses on her record, I think, by knockout. So that shows how well her ground game is. So you never know. It might be a grappling exchange, many grappling exchanges in this match, especially for Vima. I think that's her way to win. She does have a loss versus Mackenzie Dern, but Dern was defeated by Ribas as well. But that doesn't matter. MMA math doesn't work,
right?
Especially in this sport. So I like Ribas, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vima, pulls a submission out of her pocket and gets the win. So this is going to be a tough fight. This is not an easy fight for Ribas either. So it's going to be that one's really exciting for me.
I'm gonna have to agree as well. Just by the looks of it, yes, because Verna. I mean, she's looking to come up in the rankings. I mean, right now, she's at 12. But I agree with both of you guys. I think this is going to be the most intriguing preliminary, in the prelim card to see. I'm looking forward. The question is who will win. That's going to be the question. Honestly, for me, like you mentioned, Rich, she is most of her wins for Verna is submissions. Barely any. I don't see any TKO. Yeah, she's just a submissions specialist. Exactly. But Amanda, her problem is just coming back from a flyweight to the strawweight. It's her getting her rhythm back. She only had 1 fight, and that's what caught me. I was expecting her to fight before, a little bit earlier, to get that feeling back in the strawweight division. But now, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one for her. So I'm hoping that if Verna wins, this will help her a lot more in the rankings because she looks dangerous, man. And what I've seen by far is she is a dangerous woman on the floor. So, oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, so let's get in here, ladies and gentlemen, in the main card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights in the main card. So let's start with the first fight of the card. This is going to be, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't pronounce their names correctly, because it's hard for me to pronounce them correctly. But that will be Magomd Ankalaev versus Volkan Osmir. I believe I said it correctly. You see? Hey.
Vladimir, I think.
Vladimir, right there you go. Well, I'll let the champ start off first since, we can't see him. But we'll see you next week on the recap show. Take it over.
This fight's really interesting. If you really paid attention, if you really do follow Volkan, when he first started in UFC, he was a very, very dangerous man. I mean, this guy was knocking out guys. He had wins over Jimmy Manoa, Ovin St. Preux, and then, got the shot against Daniel Cormier. And a lot of people thought it was a little bit too soon for him. I mean, he only had 3 fights in the UFC and already had a shot at the title. And, if you saw that fight, it didn't go well for him. So, and after that fight, he was never the same. He kind of had losses with Anthony Smith and Dominic Reyes, and people kind of figured out now what his hole was his wrestling. I mean, people were taking him down and just submitting him. And, coming off a kickboxing background, you need to defend those takedowns. So he got wins over Rakic and Latifi. And then recently he lost to Jiri, which is also another stand-up fighter too. And, he's a guy that, needs a win to make sure his name is still strong in the division. So he's a threat. He's going to have to come really, really strong in this one. But, his opponent, Magomed, is no joke, man. He's coming off a bunch of wins in a row. I mean, coming off wins against Krylov. It's going to be a really interesting fight. But I think Magomed is coming with his record is 15-1, coming with so many wins in his UFC in a row. He has a lot of momentum. I'm going to go with Magomed. I think he beats Volkov, even though I like Volkov very much. I think Magomed gets the win, and I want to say probably a knockout in the second round.
Hold on, let me write this down because I know you're cheating ass of why you switch in the last minute.
Hey, it was never proven, okay?
Hey, it's been proven, okay?
You have no proof.
Yes, we do have proof. So I'm going to hold on. I'm going to write this down, okay? All right.
Ivan, you know what it's called? It's called this. It's called mind games. It's called being smart.
Okay, yes.
It's called a game plan.
Well, the game plan, you're saying it now, so then by Saturday you'll be fine.
Alex has multiple accounts, okay?
I know he has multiple accounts.
No, I do not.
He does.
He shares you his best one. I was kidding.
Round 2, okay. TKO. All right. What do you got, Rich?
I'm gonna have to make another account because we haven't done this so long that I forgot my passwords.
Oh my God!
Here we go.
Oh no!
I told you.
See, I knew it.
I haven't done this in a while. Okay, I forgot my password.
Oh my God! All right, Richard, who do you got?
Scumbag. What a scumbag. I ran a little notes here. Like Alex was saying, he's 15-1. He's in a 6-fight winning streak. I mean, his debut was a loss by submission to Paul Craig. Was no shame because Alex could agree with me. Paul Craig is so underrated. I think with the submission game. I know he just has kind of a tough win-loss record. He'll win and lose a couple here and there, but I mean, his submission game is. I mean, every time I see it, my jaw drops. How great of a submission fighter is. So there's no shame to losing that, especially your debut. And imagine your debut fighting Paul Craig in England as well, which is crazy. So I think that maybe had an effect his first loss. But ever since then, 6 fights in a row, in a winning streak. And he has a lot to prove. Beating Volkan just jumps him closer to a title shot, especially a record 15-1. And out of those 15 wins, there's 9 knockouts. I mean, the guy has power. And he's so close of getting, a title shot. Volkan is the guy that if he wins, especially the light heavyweight division, he could be back in the picture. We all know he lost. We all know he lost, especially beating someone like him. We all know that he fought for the championship, lost to Daniel Cormier, had a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Anthony Smith. When Anthony Smith was on top, he lost to Dominic Reyes when he was in a hot streak. So there's no shame in that. He's top. 3 losses in a row. I think he's coming off 2 wins right now. So he's starting to, begin a streak. And to add, Magomed in that streak would be perfect for him to, speak and, hey, give me a chance at a shot pretty soon. Because if you look, he only has, 5 losses? Yeah. And he has 17 wins and 17 was by KO too. He has 12 out of 17 KO. So he could go on there and knock out Magomed as well. You just never know.
Yeah. But so are you going with your heart in this one, or are you going with your mind, like how the champ says?
I've been going on my heart, and that's why I've been losing a lot lately. My heart says him, but shoot, man. I'm going to say Magomed I'm gonna see he wins by decision.
I like that. All right.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna just say that they both have pretty good chins, and it's gonna be probably a little bit respecting and power, but it's gonna be a really good. It's gonna be a really good stand-up fight. I think it's gonna by decision.
I'm gonna let's see. It is tough because Magomed. I do remember. I think the highlight fight for me was for him when he fought. It was Ian or Ion. The second time, not the first time. The second one. Man, they went at it hard, man. I think that was like the fight of night.
Yeah.
And what a knockout! I was like, shit. Like, oh, okay, hell yeah. And Magomed has a lot of potential, and he's in a hot streak. And I get your point, with us, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm really gonna have to go with Magomed on this one. I say third round TKO. I say that.
Oh, that's all of those on possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Alex and I were looking up, we saw the word Dagestan in his bio, and I'm like, that's all I need. I bet you this guy's a wrestler. Right away, he's a Greco-Roman wrestler background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's a wrestler and he could punch.
Well, that's a good combo. Yes, agreed. Yeah. That is a dangerous combo. Way well-rounded, man. All right. Now let's get to the second fight. The second fight we have Li Jingyang versus Khamzat Chimaev on the welterweight bout that we're speaking about now. So I'll take it to you, Rich. What do you got on this one?
I don't know too much. I know Lee has been around for a while. He came, he's had a ton of UFC fights. He only has 4 losses in the UFC with a bunch of wins. Magny, he beat Santiago Pinzaville. I'm probably butchering that name, but he's no slouch. He's been around for a lot of experience. I think with all the experience, with 18 of those wins by knockout, he's had submissions. It's gonna help him, especially versus someone like Khamzat. Khamzat is undefeated. He's 9-0. We know he's perfect at this point, but you can be perfect as much as you want, but until you get in that cage and fight someone, anything can happen. So he's had some talent. He's fought. Gerald Mercer. You saw how that happened. He ended up KOing, knocking him out in 17 seconds in the first round. If you really look at Khamzat, you can't really. All you can say is pretty much perfect because you haven't really seen a lot of them. A lot of them in the ring. In the cage, because all his fights are, if you count, I think 6 or 7 of his wins are by first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is crazy. 6 of his wins by first round, and even his amateur record too. I'm looking at it; they're all first and second round, which is crazy. So you don't see much. All you know that he's dangerous, where he can knock out someone, submit someone, but. With Lee, I think this is a perfect challenge. Like I said, Lee has a lot of experience, and I think his experience is going to help him to defeat someone like Khamzat. I don't think Khamzat is a hype train. I know a lot of people are thinking, he's all hype and he hasn't fought anyone ranked and this and that, but he's a dangerous fighter. Comes from a freestyle wrestling background. So the same with the other fight, he could stand and bang and wrestle at the same time. But with that being said, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to pick Lee.
Ooh. Decision?
Go big time. Shoot, man. I like to look at the stats and try to think about it, but that's going to be tough. Yeah, I'm going to go decision. Okay. I'm going to pick Lee by decision. I'm going to go with the underdog on this one.
I'm going to have to go ahead and I'll go with you with the decision one. And I think, I have to go with you with everything. And this is the reason why. Because, you see, Chimaev hasn't fought in a year. It's almost about to be technically. Yeah. Because, he had complications, COVID, and then, his lungs. So
that's true.
It's been a long time compared to Lee, who fought in January.
Yeah.
But, Lee prior to that didn't have no fighters at the time. So when he was ready to make his debut. So Chimaev is just question to me because he's been out for that how much time. I don't know how his training has been, his cardio is going to be. That's like the major factor of Chimamanda is where the major concern is. Where does he stand? It's been that long because, and we know what, of what, I'm not saying that none of us had it, knock on wood, but people that we know within our circle knows the complications, the aftermath of COVID-19. It's not the same. So that's the biggest key question right there, is how will Chimamanda, will overcome that. I mean, thank God he overcame it. But what I mean is, like, you're getting back into the octagon, and so how are you going to perform? And that's like the major concern, and that's what I'm worried about. But I have to go with Lee on this one too. I think Lee will win this one. I have to go decision too. I think he's under. I don't even think he's the underdog on it. I don't even know what the betting odds is, but I think Chimamanda is an underdog. Yeah, he is. He's not. Yeah, okay. So you got Lee plus 425, and you got Chimamanda at 590, minus 590.
It's close, yeah.
It's close. This one's tough to call it because both of them hasn't fought. Well, one since last year, the other one since January. So it's a tough call. So I'm gonna have to go with Lee with you as well, decision. And I'm going with my mind, not with my heart. So I'll go. Speaking of heart, who he's the heart of a champion, a heart of gold, like as you could say. Quote on that, Mr. Champ, take it away.
Yeah, this is like you said, this is going to be a really. I mean, if you look at the records, we're both very, very, very even. Especially with Lee, with the more experienced, and again, coming off a big win over Santiago Ponzinibbio. If people don't know who Santiago is, years ago, I mean, he was on a winning streak,
hell yeah,
knocking out guys, and he was on the verge of getting the title shot.
Yes,
but unfortunately, got hurt, and
wasn't the same.
Wasn't the same. He was out for a couple of years, and then comes back, fights Lee, and Lee knocks him out. People could say maybe that was maybe a little bit of ring rust, maybe because he hasn't fought in a while. So I still give credit to Lee. Lee has a very good stand-up game. He has a very good knockout power. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Chimamanda. I think he's going to take him down. He's going to keep him down there. I think his wrestling is, really, really top-notch. And I just think he's going to wrestle him. He's going to keep it smart. And I see a decision on this one.
So you're thinking he's going to go by the points?
Yeah. He's going to take him down, keep him down there, keep him from the whole round, and do that for 3 rounds. And he could do that very, very easily. And, so I think he wins by decision.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I'm keeping track. That I've been sure. All right. Match number 3. Man, this is the one that for me, I'm excited, to be honest. I don't know if you guys are, but I am, to be honest. And that is exactly Alexander Volkov, who is needing this win after losing to Cyril Gagnon versus, Marcin Tybura. And Tybura, man, that's another guy. Whew. And this is a heavyweight bout, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, people who are not knowing. He's on a winning streak. This guy is on a winning streak. Since, ever since he lost to Augusto Sakai, he's just been on a roll. Been just winning with, 3 by decision, 2 by knockouts, but he's hungry. This individual is power hungry. So I'll take it back to you, champ. What do you got this one?
This is another very close fight too, because you got Volkov and Marcin. Both these guys have knockout power. These guys can end a match with one punch. Especially with Marcin, he's on a winning streak. He's beating guys like Walt Harris, Greg Hardy, Ben Rothwell, which they're very good opponents. But when you look at Volkov's record, Volkov has fought the higher class opponents.
Yes.
And, has even got wins over too, and has a lot of experience. And I just think when you fight another top-ranked fighter, it's a different level. And I feel like with Volkov, his experience and his IQ and everything, his fight game, I think Volkov's going to play really, really smart in this one. I think he's very, very technical. And so is Marcin, but I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Volkov on this, and I think Volkov wins by decision.
Okay. By decision. Okay. All right. By decision, huh? Okay. I'll go next after this, man. This is hard. You're right on point, though. that, Volkov has highlight wins. But let's be real. Come on. Overeem was about to leave anyways. Let's be real for a minute here. If he would have fought Overeem in his prime, it's a whole different story. And you know that. It's a whole different story. But
when he was on roids.
I get it. I know that when he was on roids, but still. Not like your boy Fader, but yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Really?
Hey, no, he's not on roids.
He was never on steroids. If he is, he needs a refund.
Oh my god.
That's the worst steroids ever seen.
But I mean, I'm with you. This is a tough one. Tough. He has great highlight, fighters that he's fought. Marcin as well. He's on a win. He's on a hot streak. You got, best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Because you have Marcin winning guys like Greg Hardy and, Wall Harris, but those guys are not Volkov. Volkov is a level.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No, I get that. And I'm with you on that. It's just tough because they're both heavy hitters.
Yeah, Marcin can knock him out too. Marcin has that power too.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, who is best of both worlds? It's hard, and you know what? I am gonna go this one on my heart, so I'm gonna have to go with Volkov, and I say second round TKO.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to go with that second round TKO. Rich, the floor is yours.
Like Alex, you guys were both saying, they both have knockout power, but with Volkov, he has 42 fights overall his career. He's only been he only had 2 losses, and he has 9 losses, but 2 of those 9 are by knockout. So that shows how much of a chin he has. So it's gonna be a tough outing for Marcin to knock him out. It's not gonna be that easy.
We are having technical difficulties here, ladies and gentlemen. The ice for the Sub-Zero is freezing me.
Lost 6. So I mean, oh man, it's really tough. It's gonna be tough. Like Alex was saying, it's not Volkov is not a Greg Hardy or Walt Harris are real far. Oh, did you hear me? Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Let me know if I'm good.
You're good now. Go ahead.
Okay, am I better now?
You're not even on screen.
What I was saying
you're blacked
is,
out.
I don't. No? Oh man.
No,
Give me like a few seconds. Should be on that. How about now? This is terrible. Come on.
And this is a guy you think could be champion, Ivan.
Hey, this guy could be champion, all right. This guy could be a champ.
Because of my connection. You don't see me at all?
I guess we can see you.
Now.
No, yeah, okay. So we're good.
Yes.
Anyways, now I'm gonna try hard to beat this guy. I want to shut his mouth and take away his championship.
That would never happen.
Anyways, like we're saying, they both have knockout power. Volkov is in a different level, I believe, than Marcin. Yeah, he has 5 wins in a row, but Greg Hardy, Walt Harris, or even Raffo, they aren't Volkov. Volkov is, I think, a real underrated fighter. He's won the M1 Global Championship. He's won the Bellator Championship at such a young age. It seemed like light years ago he won in 2012 when I was in high school still, which makes me feel old. But he was Volkov is really underrated. I feel like he's been around. If you look at the guys he's beaten Roy Nelson, he's beaten Stefan Struve, he's beaten former champions like Verdum, and then he comes and loses to Lewis. You just never know. And then he beats someone like Overeem, but then he loses to Curtis Blades. So Volkov is in a certain point in his career where he kind of needs to win this fight in order to be back in an arm's reach of a championship shot, which I really hope. And with that being said, I think Alexander's going to win this fight. I see him winning by decision.
Okay.
I think that it's going to be
tough.
tough.
Copy by decision, huh?
I just think with both guys, they're both heavy hitters, but they both have solid chins as well. I think with Volkov, he's going to be, his Muay Thai style, his leg kicks and his punches, and he's going to chop down Marcin. I think that's his best way to defeat him. maybe with a TKO in the late of the third round. But if it doesn't, I just think it's gonna be close rounds, but he'll do enough to get the decision.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
For me, like how you mentioned, it's like the power hitters. I feel like someone's gonna explode and someone's gonna get caught, and I feel like that. Marcin might get caught, and Volkov probably will knock him out in the second round, and we'll catch him. If he catches him,
that's true.
That, and just with like Alex said, with Volkov's experience, with the top, like the top of the mountain, the guys he's been fighting, and even to lose to Cyril, he lost, but it was a decision. Not even Lewis could go 5 rounds. That shows how much at a high level to even go the distance of someone like Cyril. That shows how great Volkov is.
Oh, agreed. I'm with you now. I'm not denying that 100%. You're on point. All right, let's move on to the match number 4. Woo-hoo! This is the one. I'm going to Flanders. I am going in Flanders. My boy, Islam Magovic in the lightweight bout versus Dan Hooker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go right now. I'm going to shit Islam all day, every day, because that's my boy right there. Khabib 2.0. I'm taking him already. I'm going to go already. The question is, how? Don't get me wrong, Dan Hooker. I'm going to say this right now. Can I say this? I'm going to say it right now, and I know you guys are going to give me shit about it. He's lucky that he won the other one by decision. But
what?
I'm just kidding. Relax. I'm just kidding. I was just waiting for you to. No. You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't see the fight, so I don't know. Can't really tell you that. I missed that one. But if he would have lost, this would have been his last chance to either try to beat Islam. If not, you're fired. And go to Bellator or PFL. That's what's going to happen. That's how I see it. There's
no shame in that. There's no shame in PFL or Bellator.
Yeah. No, I love PFL. There's nothing wrong with PFL. Bellator as well. They're coming up. Your boy, but we're not talking about your boy though, so it's not even about him.
Yeah, we should, man.
No, we're not. No. Wow. Okay.
You
yes.
look great, man. Like
young
Fedor, baby.
The guy who sells merchandise at the 99-cent store.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, it was a Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. There you go. There you go. Dollar Tree.
That's why he was ranked number 2 in Bellator division and fought for a world title before that.
That shows how lackluster of a heavyweight division Bellator is.
No, it just shows how.
It does show that. It does show
that. Let me tell you something else. That shows how bad that division is, and that shows how Ryan Bader, a 205er, his whole damn career said, you know what? I'll just go to heavyweight division and win the championship there, which he did, and he made it look easy. That's how it shows there's no one in the heavyweight division. No disrespect to the guys there. They're starting to rebuild now. But honestly, come on. Number 2.
If there was a rematch, Ryan Bader Fedor would win.
Now he's number 2. He won't even beat Fedor at this point. Won't even be the top 5 guys or the top 15 guys in the UFC at this point. He would not beat a Derek Lewis. He would not beat a Sergan. He would not beat a guy. He would not beat a Stipe. He would not. Want me to keep on going? I'll keep on going.
This is what happens. All right,
this is coming off a guy that likes Tito Ortiz.
You know what?
Who got knocked out by Anderson Silva.
Last time I checked, Tito Ortiz.
Okay.
Oh man.
Let's just get. All right. Let's get into the Islam and Dan Hooker. Let's get into that already. All right. Let's get into it. We went off subject. Let's go. But all right. We know Dan Hooker is a submission specialist. He's great on the floor. He has the length. He has it. Like I said, I did not see the last fight, how his performance in the last one. But Islam overall is, for me, he is best of both worlds. Sambo specialist. The guy is a great fucking knockout puncher. Man. And I think this is going to be a little test for Islam because for the size of Hooker. I'm not talking about the weight class, but I'm talking about the size difference. It's the only, but this shouldn't be much of a challenge. And I mean, like I said, I'm not here disrespecting Hooker to the T, because look what happened to him and Gaethje on the last one. I mean, Gaethje was way shorter too. So Islam obviously is going to be probably looking at that to see, hey, this is a taller guy than me. I'm shorter than him, shorter length. I'm going to have to figure out a way how to get this individual, either on the ground or either just knocking him out. And like I said, Islam could do best of both worlds. And I think, and I know I would love to see him to knock out Dan, but for some odd reason, I'm going to hate to say this, I don't see it happen. I think this is going to be a little tough challenge for him. So I said this will go by decision. Islam by decision. I know that I'm making a mistake. I want to go with submission on the third round. That's what I'm aiming for. For my heart is saying that the guy can submit him. If he catches his leg or his arm, that's it. I think he can submit his ass. But I don't. Hooker is also great on the floor. So I don't see it. I see Islam. I think he'll win by decision. So that's me. So I'll take it to you, champ. Back to you.
As much as I don't like to agree with you, Ivan, I'm going to agree with you. I think Islam wins by decision as well. I just feel like Hooker won't have an answer for those takedowns.
Exactly.
I just feel like even though Hooker's really good, well-rounded, has a good stand-up, and has a good jiu-jitsu background also, but like, look what happened when Islam fought Thiago Moses. Moses was a Brazilian black belt, expert, and he submitted him, at his own game. So, I just feel like he's going to do the same thing with Hooker. He's going to take him down. And like I said, he's going to probably win by unanimous decision.
Yeah. All right. Rich.
Okay. So I'll say a draw. No, I was kidding.
What? Wait a minute.
No. I'm playing. Don't write it down. No, drop your pen. Throw it. Don't I'm pulling at Alex. I'm tricking you with my decisions. No, but honestly, like, same here. Islam with his wrestling background. I mean, if you want to see a blueprint to defeat Islam, he only lost once, and that was 6 years ago by TKO. It's the only way to really beat him is by knocking him out. Because you're not going to beat him in a wrestling match, like you were saying, Ivan. Because Dan Hooker does have some submissions. I just don't. I just see Islam just doing his thing, grinding it out, taking him to the floor, wrestling and making it a miserable 15 minutes for him, pretty much. And Islam getting the win.
So you see by decision as well.
By decision, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get the submission. I think it'll be a decision. I think Dan Hooker is good enough to evade the submission game, but enough just to go to the distance, winning by decision.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's going to go to the distance for sure, because of the fact of these two individuals' background, and like I said, and not only that, like I said, because of Hooker's size, his size is still, it's a challenge for it. If we go back and look at Islam's prior fights, he hasn't fought an individual that size. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. That's the only thing I'm saying.
But Chandler was a lot shorter too, and Chandler knocked him out. And I think it'd be easy for Islam because I just have to bring him down by just going for a double leg, and now I'm bringing him down to size, and now it's equal. Which I think Islam is not going to go for the knockout.
No, I don't think so.
At least not standing. So all he has to do is really close the gap and get his timing to try to go for the takedown, which he probably will.
Yeah.
And that will be Dan Hooker's chance to time it and get the distance, not be inside the pocket, and try to go for a knockout. Because that's really the only way I think to beat Islam for Hooker.
Right.
Which is a big possibility.
Yeah.
But, Islam.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely got to wait and see. All right, we're almost there now. Let's go to the co-main event. The co-main event. That's for the interim bantamweight Championship. So this is about to be bantamweight bout, of course, for the interim. Okay, interim once again, since Sterling is out. We have Peter Yan, the number 1 contender, who was supposed to be originally fighting Sterling, but I already mentioned earlier, is fighting the number 3 rank, and that is Corey Sandhagen. This I'm gonna go right away. I'm excited for this one too. Because Corey just came from a phenomenal fight, and I know I might get shitted against TJ Dillashaw. I did enjoy that fight. I ain't gonna lie. Fight. It was a great fight.
Action packed.
It was honestly, I can't literally say it was a tough call. But then when at the end, I mean, it was TJ at the end. I mean, why am I bullshitting? He ended up getting it. He got the rounds that he got. But it was a great fight overall. He did not give up. So it was a great fight for Corey, and then Corey has a couple wins in his belt too. But he's never tasted gold. Never. He needs that gold. And this is hard because it's like that's the heart. And then the mind is Peter Yan, because Peter Yan, come on, we all know that what happened on the last one was not his call. That should be his coach's fault. That wasn't your fault. So I hope you replaced your coach. I don't know what you did, but yeah. Or put him on check.
Yeah.
At least that put him on check. 9! Not, just talk shit to him. This is the toughest one, man. Oh, Jesus, this is going to be the toughest one. And here's the surprising part, just so the guys letting you know, and it's a very close. The betting odds for this is you got Peter Yan at -235, and you have Corey at 190, plus 190.
Jeez.
You see how fucking close it is? Like, it's super close. Oh! I know. Fuck it. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm going balls in. Sandhagen decision.
Wow.
I'm gonna. And I'm going with my heart on that one. I'm going my heart right here, because he's okay. The guy's credentials is there, man. He has not won a title. I think it's his time, even though it's an intern. But it's his time to have at least a taste of gold. And he's been there for quite some time, man. I mean, man, the guy deserves it. Very humble. I want Corey Sandhagen, so I have to go decision. And it's tough because I don't know if it's going to be a split or unanimous.
Yeah.
That's a tough one right there. All right, Rich, I'll take it back to you.
Like you said, it's really, really hard. Like just staring at the records and looking at their fight history. It's like I want to root for Corey because, like you said, I'd love to see him get the championship and right after the sunset, and celebrate with his team and everyone's all happy and smiles. But Jan's just a monster. I mean, Jan is just and he's just this Russian like Terminator that he could beat you by decision, by just tearing you apart round by round, or he could just knock you out. I mean, he's so versatile in his ways of winning. With 15 wins, he has 7 knockouts, he has 7 decisions. I mean, he TKO'd Jose Aldo. He another legend like Faber, he head kicked him, which was one of the best knockouts.
Yes,
and he's beaten guys like John Dodson, who's, I mean, so underrated. But that being said, I gotta go. I gotta go with Jan. I think Jan beats by decision. I would love to see Corey win, and it's possible, but I see Jan winning by decision.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. Sandhagen, like his last fight with Dillashaw was close. I mean, a lot of people think he won. I mean, Alex and I were kind of like debating, man, did he win 3 rounds? Was it close enough? But you can't play that game of close with Jan. You can't do that.
Yeah.
He beat Edgar, he beat Marlon, but Jan is in that whole different level where he's like that 1% where he's above everybody. I mean, he's above champions. Yeah, I give it to Jan. I think Jan wins by decision.
All right, champ.
Yeah, this is very, very very even match, close match. Jan is a very, very, very smart striker. He's a guy that takes his time, and he the way he throws his kicks and the way he throws his punches is very calculated. You know, like first he'll start with some leg kicks, body kicks, get you tired, throw. He's very, very smart when it comes to the striking. He knows how to figure out and chop you down.
Nothing's wasted. It's nothing's wasted.
And what he did is Sterling too. You know, it was little by little chopping him down, leg kicks, you know, punches, and then Sterling got tired. You know, and if it wasn't for that, Peter would have got an easy win over Sterling. Yeah. But then again, you got Sandhagen, he's a very hard fighter to prepare because he throws everything. Very, very tricky. He throws spinning wheel kicks. He throws jumping, flying knees, like how he knocked out Frankie Edgar.
Oh my God!
The spinning wheel kicks where he knocked out Marlon Moraes. It's just he's very, very tricky to prepare for, and he's very unorthodox, and he'll throw things that are nowhere. And just because of that, I'm gonna have to go with Sandhagen on this one. I think he has something. I think he has something ready for him. I think he has something prepared. I think he's gonna throw something, and I think he knocks him out in the third round.
Whoa!
I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I think the Dillashaw fight. I think he learned a lot from that fight.
Agreed.
And I think it's just going to make him more better, but also it's going to give him a lot of more confidence because it was such a close fight against a very top-notch fighter, and I think it's going to work for his advantage coming into this title fight with Peter Yan.
Definitely agree with that. That is, yes. I like it, and I love it. At third round, okay. Third round, okay. I wanted to go with TKO, but no, I have to go with decision this one.
And it's crazy because both guys never been knocked out.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh no, that's why. But like I said, I mean,
it's crazy.
But Sandhagen has been submitted.
Yeah,
by Sterling.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
Yes. Oh my God. This is a tough one. I'm telling you, I can't look, man. I love Peter and I love Corey, but I want Corey. I'm going with my heart. I have to go with my heart in that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the main event of this pay-per-view card. Well, it's not even a pay-per-view. It's going to be up at ESPN Plus, as a matter of fact. And that is the light heavyweight bout for the light heavyweight championship. You have the light heavyweight champion, Jan Blachowicz, versus the number one ranking, Glover Teixeira. Woo! This is a tough one. We did see Glover moved up in the ranks. We did see him in the last fight with a great win against Thiago. He's been, he's back down in the title contention. And I'm happy for Glover. And Glover is for me, he's not a sleeper, man. He's gonna catch you right off guard. And that's what he's done for the last couple fights. Mm-hmm. Like the guy for his age can still go. Man, I'm gonna go right away. Just first, I just want to get this out of the way. It's tough, because John has look at his record. Look who he beat. Look who he proved wrong. That you're gonna come to my division, to my house, and you want to take over? No, get the stepping, bitch. Get your bags and go back over there. Go back to the just go back to the division that you were from, man. That's it. Don't be in my hood. Don't be in my barrio, Holmes. He sent Izzy back. He sent Izzy back home to his division.
He was packing.
He went packing. Oh, you came strolling by? Welcome. Boom. Welcome. Bye, Felicia. There you go. That's what happened. So Jan, you got to give Jan credit where credit's due. The guy has great upset wins. He's a great fighting champion as well. So hey, Jesus. Oh, the problem is, Look, it's harder because Jan is they're both best in stand-up, ground, 50-50. Jesus. All right, I need to beat Alex for God's sakes. If I can, let Richard do it. I will have to go. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Jan. I'm gonna have to go with. I have to go with Jan decision. I wanted Glover, but I'm gonna go with Jan by decision. I'm gonna have to go with decision in that one. As much as I want Glover, because you know what, like I said, Glover's like a. You want to talk about Viper right there, like Randy Orton, but we're not talking about pro wrestling. We're talking about this. This guy comes out of nowhere and knocks you out, and just catches you random. I mean, that's just me. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with John on this one decision. And yeah, all right. I'll go to you, champ. Soon to be former champ.
We'll see about that. I mean, I've heard this before.
You're gonna hear until Coach Vela comes. When Coach comes back. When Coach comes back, he's gonna take.
Why you gotta say dumb stuff, Ivan? You know he's never been a champ, and he will never be a champion.
Oh
he's never won it once. All right.
Oh, he won't be a real champion like Fader was. Is that
Fader was a real champ. Okay, don't ever talk about Fader like that. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't interrupt me. Let me say what I have to say. Okay. There's a reason why people watch this show. It's because of me. Okay. All right. So let me say what I have to say. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go. Oh man, this is so hard. I like Glover a lot. Unfortunately, I mean, he's getting down to that age, and it's getting to a point where this is possibly his last title fight. And he's Glover's a guy that he will not quit. I mean, we saw what happened when he fought Thiago Santos. I mean, he was almost put out, and he comes out and survives and ends up stopping Thiago Santos. It's just a guy that he just never gives up. He will figure it out, and he will go guns blazing and will get the finish. I'm gonna go with my heart in this one, and I'm just gonna go because I want to see this, and I think I would love to see him get gold, and I'm gonna go with Glover Teixeira. I think he actually stops John, and I think he's gonna submit him in the second round.
Ooh, okay, I love it. Submission, second round. All right, Rich, take it away. Bold statement.
This is. I mean. Now I get your pain. I mean, it's really hard to choose these fights. Glover, shit, man. There's nothing more that I would love to see than Glover getting his hand raised and getting that belt strapped around his waist. It kind of reminds me of both different paths to getting, their belts if he does win this weekend. Kind of like a Robbie Lawler. I've been watching a lot of Robbie Lawler, and it's just a beautiful moment. Finally comes back and gets his championship belt, which I would love to see Glover do, which is a big possibility. I mean, we saw what he did in the last two fights. I mean, Thiago Santos
and Anthony Smith.
Yep. I mean, he pretty much bullied Smith. I mean, I never.
Oh no, yeah, he did, but he bullied the shit out of him.
That's probably the best fight in his career. I mean, Glover. I don't know what he's taken. I don't know what voodoo magic he's.
Well, that voodoo magic is going to you because it's that voodoo magic is going to you.
It's working because I don't know what 5 wins in a row and the way he's doing it. I don't know what he's on. Whatever he's doing, I want it. Jeez, man.
It looks like he has it.
It's just it's crazy. I mean, but Jan too. I mean, Jan's really, I think, got a lot of respect from the fans. I think a lot of people at one point was overshadowed. I think everyone thought Adesanya was going to beat him. I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to win.
Yeah,
which kind of hurt to see that. And now he defeated him. Like you said, he put his bags packing and sent him back to the middleweight division. I mean, he kind of shut him up. He's not expect to Israel to come up and say, you know what, I lost. I'll come back soon, which I think he will come back to lightweight division, but not with Jan holding that championship belt. Jan is a guy, too, that if you look at his record, really dissect it, he's come a long way. Alex knows at one point he lost to Patrick Cummins, which no disrespecting Cummins, but Alex, you know that he struggled a lot in his UFC career.
Yeah.
And, had a big losing streak. And he, for Jan to lose to someone in that level at a certain time in his career and to bounce back and get a string of wins, he's a whole different fighter from 5 years ago. To defeat Jacare Souza, Corey Anderson, to defeat Dominic Reyes, and what he did to the last fight versus Israel, pretty much shocking the world, shows how much Jan has developed. And I know I'm just talking circles. I could talk about these guys for hours, but oh man, I really want my heart's in Glover. No shit. Now my brain's in Glover too. Fuck, now I can see Glover with my decision too. I can see him submitting Jan too, but I'll say Jan by decision. I'm gonna play it safe.
Okay.
Man, it's so hard. It's so hard.
You guys don't really see a knockout? You don't see maybe John winning by knockout too?
I don't see a knockout.
I don't see a knockout either, man. It's
really?
very. I just something tells me that they're gonna go on the floor more. I barely see any stand-up fight on it. Yeah, I barely see any stand-up.
Because John has good striking too.
No, he is, but also Glover remind you too. He's not a bad stand-up fighter.
If you want to.
Yeah, see, the voodoo is getting to you because you froze.
Yeah, because out of the 32 wins, he has 18 knockouts. He would be the favorable to get the knockout, but Jan is such a heavy chin fighter and such a great striker. I could see him just being stand up and doing his magic now, doing his voodoo magic and getting his win over Glover by decision. Gosh, I think this is one of the toughest fights to call. I think is very close.
I can see.
You see how Jan defeated Israel, and then you think, nah, he has it in the bag. But then you see what Glover did in his last two fights, which is ridiculous.
Right.
It's one of those things too. It's sad because John should get so much publicity and attention, a lot of promoting on him, and he doesn't. I mean, it was the biggest win beating Israel, and they didn't really do a lot of promoting on him,
Yeah.
It's almost like they wanted Adesanya to win, and he didn't, and that's it.
We remember, the last episode when we covered that, we did say, Dana White was not even after the post conference, was not really impressed or happy with, Jan winning. If anything, I guarantee he'd be like, shit, I lost money. I lost my own money because I bet it against Izzy. Because, that's my top guy. And he, no. Sorry, bro. That's a problem that we've been saying for quite some time. Every time when we do the MMA episodes, that Dana White's problem is he sees someone, he's like the Vince McMahon of of mixed martial arts. I see something in this guy. I want this guy. This guy. He just puts him. This is my guy. The problem is just that he doesn't see Jan being the guy to be like, hell, he don't have the superstar, you could say, the star face, the charisma of a star that you could put on the flyers or have a go doing guest appearances and all that. He's not your actual type of star. He's not he doesn't fit in his mind that picture. He could make him that way, but he doesn't do it. He makes it more with Izzy, what he did with Jones and with Covington, and Covington too, but. And I feel bad even for Cormier. He's in it for Cormier, but they don't give Miocic credit because why about Miocic? The same thing with Miocic. He doesn't. Where's he been at? Why?
That's how
he was champ. Yeah, when he was champ, they didn't put him on the main main posters, main billboards. No, they put more Cormier. Because like I said, those are his guys that he loves, and it sucks. Because these fighters are fighting their ass off to become a champion under your stable, and you're not treating them like a deserving champion is supposed to be, and it sucks, But definitely, man, this is going to be one of the toughest ones, and I cannot wait.
It's just oh man,
say it.
I can't wait either. I'm just saying what you were saying pretty much that he's getting the Stipe treatment, and I think a lot too. Why is Alex always laughing? I just think too that, like you were saying, him and Stipe have a lot in common to the point where that they're both like that family man. You know, they have their kids and their families, and they come to the fight, and they don't have that personality like Israel Adesanya does, you know, or John Jones does. And that's not, I guess, Alex, seriously, they're not, like Ivan just said, Dana doesn't see that as a marketable talent, you know, or John Jones of a household name instead of Jan, which is a shame, because Jan in his own right is a journeyman, but he's not a journeyman in the UFC, which I mean is he's come a long way. He was a KSW champion, which is pretty much a UFC in Poland, and he's come a long way, and he's not getting this respect. And I hope if he does defeat Glover, that he gets that, you know, the marketing household name, how great of a lightweight. Yeah, respect, and he could be a lightweight great. You know, with Jones on the side, he could be maybe the next one. Because who knows if Jones is going to come back? I don't know if you guys think he's going to come back.
I don't think so. He's done. His career's over. That's it. He's done. There's no point. Why even? Yeah. Why tarnish him more? Why try to tarnish him by even coming back? Nobody. People are going to be just booing you. And here's another thing too, that just a reminder that, see, Jan hasn't fought in front of a crowd since he became the champ.
You know what? Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting to see.
That might play effect.
Well, yeah, I agree. This is going to be another thing too, as well, that we even haven't spoken of, that these individuals have not fought in front of a crowd, of a live crowd. So this is going to be interesting to see. And now,
that's a good point.
And not only that, but as well to see what you just mentioned about the main event, about Glover and John, or if John with this fight defeats Glover, he gets the respects that the fans will give him. And that's the biggest question that we're going to see, because I guarantee there's going to be fans going for Glover because this is Glover's last chance. You know, this could be the last opportunity for him to get, you know, to win a title, have a title reign one last time before he hangs the boots. You know, I mean, the gloves, excuse me.
Either way, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, either way, this is the major key factor in this upcoming event is the crowd, because none of these guys have fought in front of a crowd. So I'm looking forward to see how the crowd reaction will be for each fight. So that's very looking forward to, and I cannot wait to see if we get the announcement. And new tap bottom,
man, in your dreams, man.
Dream. All right. There you go. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're back once again, episode 11, Circle Debate MMA episode. And we'll be back next week as we will recap UFC 267, giving our typologies, scores, and to see who was the winner, or are we still the champ. We'll
see.
Yeah, we'll see. That was a fate or a fan.
But also, we have to talk about UC also 268 too, which is around the corner, November.
Oh, 6th. No, man. We'll talk about that very shortly too.
Right after. Versus Covington 2. Rose Namajunas versus Zhang Weili.
Oh my God!
Versus Chandler.
And on them Namahuna Zhang too.
Yeah. Man, versus Michael Chandler. I mean,
man. There's a lot of shit. You got Frank Edgar versus Martin Vera. That's another one too. The card is stacked, man. We will talk about it. Actually, we'll do a recap for 267, and then later during that week, we will go ahead and speak about the following week right after for UFC 268. I'm excited. We're all excited here. I'm glad we're back. And hopefully by the time the one and only will be back in action, and Coach Rage and Coach Vera, hopefully we have all five of us here together at around table 5, talk about what is going on in the world of mixed martial arts and much more. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and for listening here for our audio platform listeners around the world. And to still, Hispanic Heritage Month, a mi familia latina ahí, que muchas gracias por soportándonos a nosotros aquí en el Círculo de Debate. Muchas gracias, lo agradecemos mucho por todo el apoyo y el soporte que nos han dado. And for all of our European listeners, I don't have Mike here to translate, but I want to thank everyone for watching and tuning in. Do not forget also to subscribe to my brother's channels and also to where you can find them on any audio platforms that you use. Find Championship on the Line, as they provide you the best MMA interviews, boxing interviews, and pro wrestling as well. And of course, they'll be doing their own, we got a ring announcer this year for an upcoming pro wrestling event, and that is coming up this Saturday. For what's the event? If you want to go ahead and let the people know who are listening and watching that you will be doing for this upcoming Saturday in Stanton, California.
This Saturday will be part of New Solution Pro Wrestling, as it's their first show ever, as they present Back in Black, which will be this Saturday in Stanton at the O de la O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center. And I'm going to be doing the ring announcing, making my ring announcing debut, which is going to be exciting. And also Rich is going to also be providing backstage interviews. It's going to be really fun. I know we have Brittany Brooks. She's going to go against Alex Gracia. As you guys know, Alex Gracia was on AEW. She's going to go one-on-one against her. And we got Rebel Kell was in the card. A lot of exciting wrestlers in this card. Also, Zeta Zhang is going to be in this card too, which is going to be really exciting. And this Saturday in Stanton, we'll be there 5 p.m. Bell time, and also VIP meet and greet will also start at 3 o'clock. And
there you have it.
Selling it, okay? Bring your popcorn, break your mama's piggy bank, get your $20, jump in that car, get your bicycle, go to Stanton, California, bring the family, the kids. Gonna watch Alex do some great announcing that night, so you don't want to miss it. That's how you sell it.
You sound like a drunk man.
I'm very tired, but yeah.
He hasn't even been drinking. That's what happens. Well, once again, legitimate, thank you so much.
I'm just sleepy. Imagine when I'm drunk.
That's what we could tell them. Roar. We could tell them that. Once again, legitimate, thank you so much for tuning in here. And how my Money Mike always says it, we will see you guys on the next one.